Good day, folks. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. In a minute here, we're going to be touring Union City, Ohio. Right now, we are in Union City, Indiana. We're in the downtown area because Union City, Ohio and Union City, Indiana share the same downtown. Union City, Ohio, just like Union City, Indiana, is located on the Indiana-Ohio state line. I mean, fit, right now we're 54 miles or 1 hour from Dayton, Ohio. We're an hour west of Dayton, and we're 33 miles east of Muncie, Indiana. So we are now officially in Union City, Ohio. So the population here in Union, now technically, the state of Ohio refers Union City to be a village. So we are now in the village of Union City, Ohio, that is. The population here is currently sitting at 1,582 people. And as of the 2020 census, the population has declined 5%. The population during the 2010 census used to be 1,666 people. And the population peaked at 1,985 people back in 1980. Ever since the 1990 census, this community has been losing people. And of course, and this community was incorporated on the 6th of December in 1853. Now, unlike Union City, Indiana, Union City, Ohio does appear to have an issue with crime. Now, your violent and property crime in Union City, Indiana were both below the national average. Now, here in Union City, Ohio, your crimes are above national average. Like your violent crime is 80% above national average. Your property crime is 41% above national average. And as I continue to drive through the city or through the village, you will also notice that the road conditions here in Union City, Ohio are fairly rough. And the infrastructure in general in this city or village is not as well kept as Union City, Indiana. So if you're looking to move to the Union City area, or what some people may refer to as the Twin States, or the Twin City area, I would recommend that you move to Union City, Indiana. Union City, Indiana is in better condition, better infrastructure. The housing prices over there are about the same as what they are here. It's not a whole lot different at all. And you're still going to be about the same distance from Dayton and Muncie. And the crime over there is going to be significantly lower. Now, the median home prices here are going to be $123,000. Median rent is going to go from $590 to $1,140 a month. Now, the housing market here in Union City, Ohio is fairly busy. I mean, if you were to go on, let's say, realtor.com to look at houses out here, you would only find a couple of houses that would be available for sale. And even at that, I believe that one of them is a foreclosure. Now, just judging off of the condition of the city infrastructure-wise, and also the fact that the city has steadily been losing people, I mean, I guess it's possible that a lot of the people that are buying up these houses are people that live within the community and they're looking just to be a homeowner, and they're going to stay in this community. But I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the buyers that were buying up houses out here were out of town investors, because a lot of your investors, they like to come to the communities like this and buy up houses because they're cheap, they're affordable, and they hope to flip some kind of a profit, whether it be to fix and flip or whether it be to rent out. Now, given that this community is within an hour of the Dayton Metro and is also only 45 minutes or so from Muncie, which is the home of Ball State University, I'm assuming that you might have a few investors that are optimistic about the housing market out here in terms of their ability to make some money. Now, again, for those of you that live out here, drop a comment below, let me know what's going on with the housing market. Are investors buying up the houses? Are these houses being purchased by regular homeowners? Let me know. Now, let's jump over to Niche and see what they got to say about Union City, Ohio. All right, folks. Out of 7 reviews, this Union City only has a 2.5 star. Out of 7 reviews, out of a 5-star rating, this city only scored a 2.5 out of a 5-star. So that right there tells you that out of the 7 people, collectively, they think this city sucks. Let's call it for what it is. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys with reading all the comments here. Now, I did go through and I kind of glanced at all the comments. The vast majority of them are old. They're from 2015, and most of them aren't really saying much of anything. So, I'll read a couple of them. Now, there's one in particular which I think is legitimate, which is important. I'm going to read that. But basically, in a nutshell, a lot of the people, at least here on Niche, would say that the vast majority of the crime that's in this city are drug related, and they claim that the local police department is on top of that, and they're doing their thing to help reduce the crime around the community here. Now, the only comment which I feel is worthwhile reading is the one, let's see, this. Now, this is going to be a 1-star, which is the only one that's worth reading because they actually are saying something, that's of interest. And it goes like this. Now, this one is from January of 2021. Village Council tends to ignore basic necessities like parks and recreation. They get grants to erect them and then ignore maintenance, which allows equipment to deteriorate and become hazardous. It's like they don't care about their residents at all. Recently, they got into trouble with the EPA because they were not monitoring their water supplies, because they allowed contaminants into the system and did not remove them. Thus, they were forced by the EPA to discontinue providing basic clean water to their residents. A couple of years ago, they almost lost their sewage system because of leakage into groundwater system, and the EPA almost shut them down for that. The town is in shambles. So basically, the infrastructure here, as I've said earlier, is not the best. Apparently, they've been having issues with the water here. Now, that was back in 2021. Hopefully, to date, they fixed the sewage system, and now people here are using clean water. Hopefully, it's not another situation like they had up in Flint, Michigan, or they have regularly in Jackson, Mississippi. hopefully it's not that type of a situation up here no more. Hopefully they got all that resolved. All right, folks. That's gonna do it for the commentary. So, if you liked my videos and you want to support the channel, all you gotta do is give videos like this a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. If you've already subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, because sometimes YouTube likes to unsubscribe people for some reason or another. So that's gonna do it for the commentary. I mean, there's still another 22 minutes left on the video. I would appreciate if you watch the remaining 22 minutes, because you will get more footage of this village. So stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. I forgot to mention, if you want to save a little bit of time, you can go ahead and skip the 14 to the 16-minute mark. So when you get to the 14-minute mark, skip over to the 16-minute mark, because for those 2 minutes, you're going to basically see the same footage, because I kind of got turned around a little bit. All right, folks, stay blessed.